Hi, you guys. It's MJ from All to Love. How are you? I, for a few months now, have been noodling, although this kind of stuff has been coming, these sort of shares, been noodling with like what's the stuff around blood and water or water and blood, and how is it connected to mass enslavement and the denial of feminine energy? And then how does that relate to like our modern lifestyles of men and women in this world and the function that we perform, right? And then obviously more and more of us are acutely aware of how like our culture does not have a healthy relationship with sex, does not have a healthy relationship with our bodies. And how are we healing that? And like what is the function of men and women now in this paradigm shift as far as our ability to heal and transform these patterns of enslavement across the board? So this is pure intuition. Anyone new to this channel, I am not like some doctor or I'm not claiming to like have like some kind of like solid information for you. I'm an intuit. I'm a highly sensitive, empathic intuit. So I have been following my intuition for like over 20 years and been on this random guided path based on my insight about a paradigm shift on earth like 20 years ago. And so that insight and then my heart has basically been guiding me along this journey, which has not been like has not been in any way like the American dream or any movie or any any way or even the idea of like just know what you want to do or have a job or blah 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 blah. Like it's all been a little bit like peeling back veils and being like, ah, what is this? Ah, what is this? Like and then life's getting better for me and has been for a few years since I took a big leap and decided to write a book and publish that book and empower my own self to freedom, right? So hey Mike, how are you? Hi Bridget. So here I am. I'm alive to tell the tale, and I absolutely love this YouTube community, and I'm thankful for you. I'm like you're my internet friends and people who I feel vibrationally resonate with All to Love, resonate with me and the journey I've been on, and understand often where I'm coming from when it comes to being like an emotional gal. So that leads me to like water and blood, and as far as our humanity goes, right? And um, okay, and this is mostly to do with alchemy and our ability to transform emotion as sort of frequential belt of creative projection. And my a lot of those of you who are here a lot, like you guys know that I talk so much about the denial and like the shaming of the emotional body, i.e., like the feminine aspect, and how much of a disservice it's done in our material world, because our material world is literally over the ages been, it's like having an unstable or unstable foundation, i.e., if you deny one aspect of our humanity, the feminine, the intuitive, the emotional, then we've just been like powering through, like, yes, let's go, progress, like, let us move forward in this material world. And like, but not realizing, or maybe we did, who knows, but like, we've been kind of moving forward during this Piscean age with a false perception of our function in reality, i.e., thinking that male dominance is the way forward, that that's progress, that we just need to shush the girls, or like just stop feeling emotion, just pretend like you're separate and let us conquer the world. And so we've been on this sort of progressive conquer mode, but sort of still as quite immature beings. No offense anybody, like we're all in this together, so anything that I like say that could be offensive to other is just an offense to myself as a human as well. I'm like, oh no, what are we doing? So part of my feminine insight is that water is, we are like mostly water, and like various, you know, interminglings of different energetic frequencies, right? And water is something that's quite tangible for the self and other. We have bodies of water all around us. Some of us know we love to swim, we love to be in water, we love to wash. And of course we cry, and we know that things like we know that things like sex can be a little bit juicy. So there's liquid. And this is like a divine elixir. But again, when we're disconnected, it's almost like we deaden the water within us. But when we come alive, we, i.e., through our consciousness and programming our mind to be more positive, to be more loving, the water energy alchemizes. Hence why we purge, why we release, why we clear, because the waterways want to keep moving. We know this even in nature. Like if a body of water becomes dead, i.e., it stops moving or there's no life force in that water, like literally there's such a thing as like dead lakes that just have no living life in them because I don't know, they stagnated or some kind of toxicity, whatever. It just so to keep our own self alive and flowing and filled with vitality, we need to keep our waterways moving, i.e., we need to feel, we need to be able to be present with our feelings, with the full spectrum, and just be with what they are and not live in denial of the fact that we're sentient beings who are totally infinite and connected with the totality of creation. So once we can sort of make a little bit of peace with that and own the fact that we've been on a path of destruction based on this connection. So the insight that came through as well regarding blood and water, and this is sort of a relatively new insight, and it relates a little bit more to women because we have a feminine cycle. We bleed blood every single month, and considering that women are typically historically the more emotional ones, and I am not in any way denying that all men also have hardcore feelies, and we're all one when it comes to that stuff, and men absolutely have strength and power and vulnerability and honesty in being able to break down. However, in union, what I'm feeling into or like kind of noodling with is the fact that, well, it's my body that bleeds, not his, right? And I'm more naturally the emotional and kind of empathic one, right? So what if like every single month the feminine, the female in a community has the ability to release and shed, like literally shed the blood of the ancestry, and then via her emotional connection, which is why women would often congregate or step away from the mass collective, from the family dynamic or from the community, she would drop into the self of her womb, her knowing, to consciously bring to light that which her beingness is releasing, which, especially if a man and a woman are intimate, her womb is intimately connected to his life force. So she is responsible for bringing into the awareness not just for herself but for the entire community. But of course, when we've lived in a culture that denies the feminine connection and tries to make women slaves to a patriarchy, no wonder we deny half of our population's wisdom and basically bow down to just one half of the population's power. And so we can see that over the generations, it just got all like seriously fucked up. And we're a little bit in this kind of convoluted entanglement with past, here, now, future, and like who are we and what is our purpose? And more and more of us are aware like we're not meant to be the same. Men and women are not meant to be the same. And the more I honor my truth as a woman, the more I can sense that I have a femininity that my partner loves, it his muscular, but however, from old paradigm of trying to fix each other or trying to like, I don't know, I see that in couples like compete with each other, they lie, they gossip, like you see groups of men and or groups of women getting together with other groups of women being like, oh my god, my husband, or brr, 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 and like, and then the same for the guys that get together, oh, like she never lets me go out or what have you. But you have, and that again to me is unhealthy. Like that, who wants to be in a relationship with somebody who talks ill of them behind their back, but then goes back home and expects all these things to be done for them, right? So like right now, I think the vulnerability and the emotion stuff is super duper down with external information for fun and entertainment. I went to see Endgame 2 days ago, so I do watch cinema and film when I'm guided to. I quite like documentary from time to time. And I watch for fun and entertainment a bit of tarot. And I do love astrology. I'm endeavoring to do a couple courses over the next couple of years to brush up on my astro insights, right? But as far as like what I share here is, you could almost call it just like a philosophical channel, or like a a noodling channel, because I'm not particularly as a human attached to my thought form. I'm somebody who's just always been able to abstract think and critical think. And so I enjoy that as a process and as a career. And from my heart, because my heart is in earnest in service to like the upliftment and emancipation of humanity, my my intuition can often help other to noodle out some distortion in their field and their experience. So it's simply through, and then the emotional piece is the healing. Often we keep wanting to look around for how to fix it, how to like and truly the passage through to our higher selves is via these dark and ugly wounds, which most of us just want to run away from and deny are there. And we want to people please our way out of it, or we want to be like, oh no, it's all forgiven, when it's not fucking forgiven, you know? And so we do have to be really honest with it. And there again, often um, we can't often, get through. Well, that's my cue to go, you guys. I appreciate you. I have a lot of love, and respect for you. And again, regardless of your reason for being here and your presence here, um, I can acknowledge a heart of compassion for your path. And even if you want to shout hate at me, and even if you want to troll this channel, and even if you find this to be completely obnoxious, this heart still has love for you. And actually, like, this community has a lot of love. At the same time, I'm somebody stepping into like non people pleasing. And so if there's comments that are hurtful, or comments that are just hurt me, then I will like I will block you. And I'm tired of being dumped on by humanity, basically, because I have a lot of love for people, and I'm not willing to compromise. Yeah, I'm not willing to compromise on that stuff. I know my truth. And so if it's not for you, it's not for you, and that's okay. So I'm gonna shoot off, you guys. I'm definitely feeling like a storm coming up right now. So I hope you have a beautiful day. I hope that that was maybe useful or insightful to you, and I'll see you real soon. Take care, you guys. Bye.